Right, setting your gear up should not slow you down. The more time on a shoot you have, the better. And I've always wanted something that is as convenient as the Sachtler Flowtech with those one-stage setup legs, or as fast as the new SmallRig and Potato Jet collaboration with just that little handle that you squeeze and you pull it up to the right height. I don't think you're going to find anything which beats the speed of that SmallRig Potato Jet collaboration one, but I do think I found something which is almost as good as both of those tripods, but at quarter maybe of the price of the Sachtler, the Sirui SVS75 Rapid. It's a great tripod. It's not perfect, there are some cons, so today I'm just going to give you my review after using it for the last few months and having it and carrying it around a lot on lots of different shoots. Let's go. Right, so what features can a tripod actually have? I always thought there weren't many, but when you actually get down to it, there are quite a lot of things, especially things that this tripod have, which make life super easy. The most notable is the single stage design. The single stage design is fantastic. It's a real pain when you have to have a tripod that, you know, each 5 sections or 3 sections or how many sections of the legs have to be individually undone, be that by twisting something or flipping a lever up and down, and then do that for each section before you can get it done. If you just have one per leg, that would be fantastic, right? Well, this is what this has. You just untwist this little thing on the top of each. It's got a twist lock on the top of each leg, which quickly untwists, then bam, you can pull it up to the height you want. This is fantastic. And another feature which makes using those twist locks very good is the fact that it has a handle. I have never had a tripod with a handle on it before, and I didn't think it would make that much difference, but by God, this makes things so much nicer just for carrying it along when you're carrying it between shots or you're carrying it to a job from your car or something like that. If you don't have it in a case, the handle makes a big difference. Love it. Also, when you're adjusting it, you just grab it by the handle, twist those twist locks, lift it up, twist them back in place, job done. Makes setting up an absolute dream. Also, rubber feet. I love the fact that this tripod has big, sturdy rubber feet. It really, it really plants itself on the ground, and because they're not tiny, if it's got a lot of weight on it, it makes me feel more secure that it's not going to be pushing down hard into something. If you're on a surface that you do not want to damage, or if you're in mud, you don't want it to just descend into the mud. If it's got a smaller footprint, so to speak, the larger footprint really helps. And if you do want it to dig into something, the rubber feet just come off. You can very quickly and easily pop them over the back. They are quite sturdily on there, so they do need a good firm tug, but then they come off and there's like this double prong spike, which means if you need it to be securely anchored into somewhere, like you want it to, you actually want the opposite of what I just said, and you want it to dig into where it is so it will stay nice and firm, then you have that. Also, a mid-level spreader. Maybe it's just me, but my personal feeling is when you put that on and you lock it, it just makes the whole thing feel super sturdy. It feels like I could put a massive rig on there and it would just sit there. Absolutely no problem at all. It's like a lot of tripods, it has the legs where you can pull the latches and then widen them out. But it has 3 different stages. It has a maximum height of 149 centimeters. For me, that is just for average, everyday, most of the stuff that I shoot, absolutely perfect. If you need anything more, you can hire an architectural tripod that goes up to like 2 meters, but it's not very often I need something like that. It goes down to 21 centimeters, which isn't, like right on the deck, but it's pretty damn close. And I can't remember needing anything lower than that without actually just putting the camera straight on the floor and propping something under the lens. It holds a maximum of 25 kilograms, which is insane. I can't think of many rigs other than like if you're on a proper Hollywood film set that would need something more than 25 kilograms. So one thing is the weight of this. Now it is 7.8 kilograms. It's not the heaviest, but it's not as light as something like the Sachtler Flowtech. But then again, for a quarter of the price and all the value that this tripod brings, I actually don't mind it because it is not a tripod you would go hiking with. So the build quality of this tripod is absolutely fantastic. All the materials feel solid. Nothing feels cheap, nothing feels plasticky. It feels great. I love the build quality of this. Everything just works and it looks lovely. The carbon fiber on the legs, the nice rubbery kind of finish on the twist handles, everything just looks great. Right, so the case. kind of a love-hate relationship for me. The case, fantastically good quality, looks fantastic, tripod clips in there lovely, but I think there's one thing that, or two things that it's missing. Number one is pockets. I'd like some pockets, maybe some elasticate pockets on the side. There's plenty of space in there for them to do it, just so that you can put things like the tools and the mid-level spreader or any little bits of gear and just put it in there out of the way. If you put the mid-level spreader and those tools in there loose, they would ding around and ding up your gear. Nobody, especially me, likes dinged up gear. And also it'd just be nice, there's a lot of space around the tripod where you could have some extra storage. Number two, and this is probably the more important one, is the fact I think the case should have come with wheels, because a tripod like this, especially with it being quite heavy and being especially unbalanced heavy as well, the head is much heavier than the actual legs, and that's a smaller part of it. So when you try and pick it up by those mid handles, it just instantly goes whoop like this, and it makes it really annoying to hold because of the weight distribution. And it has a handle at the other end, but that would mean you'd have to either hold it like this up by the side view, or you'd have to drag it along the floor. If it just had wheels, that would have been amazing, would have solved this problem, no problem. Now, as far as user experience, and this is all personal to me, so just take whatever I say with a grain of salt, I love the fact that it has one thing for each leg and it does everything. Now, this is great, but the twisty lock things are easy to use, but it's hard to gauge when they've fully unlocked, and sometimes you'll have done two of them perfectly and one of them not, and the leg will go out a little bit but not quite enough. It would be nice to have either like a click or just a shorter range of motion, so you just go from here to here and it's either on or off. There's no medium. That would be fantastic. So now I knew it wouldn't be as fast as the SmallRig and Potato Jet one. That clutch thing where you just literally grab it in, move it up, let go. I mean, I don't think you could beat that. But it's not quite as easy as I thought it would be. You have to, it is, but you have to do it without the camera on there. When the camera's not on there, it's an absolute easy breezy, no problem setup. But sometimes, because you don't have like a pole that you can adjust, like some tripods have, you know, the legs you set up to a certain height, and then you have a height pole and you can make some finer adjustments with that. This doesn't have that. So you need to be able to get it to exactly the right height, and sometimes having the camera on there makes that the easiest thing to do. And when you have a camera on there, it is much harder to try and balance that weight with one hand on the handle and do up those legs and get it done. So now it has a rapid head, which is the ball head, which you just undo a little bit. There's a button and you just push it and it just comes straight off. Saves hours of turning the little fiddly bits. But for me, seeing as I didn't want to use the Sirui head, I already have my own E-Image GH6, I think it is. I don't get that luxury. But for you, if you wanted to use their head, it would be fantastic. And also you can put other heads on there. It is the big 1/4-20 screw on there. It's not the, or is it 1/8 screw, not the 1/4-20. It is a beefcake of a screw. I just prefer using my own head, but the rapid head, if you're gonna use theirs, is fantastic. Literally screw it a couple of times, push the button, and off it comes. For me, however, back to just regular hand screwing. Worth it though. So for weight, like I said, it is not the most light tripod. It definitely isn't. If you want something which you're going to be carrying a lot or carrying long distances, this is not the tripod for you. It is great, but it is not comfortable, especially due to the case, to be carrying a long way. So now, alternatives. You do have a few alternatives to this, but they are going to cost you a lot more. You have the Potato Jet and SmallRig one, which has the clutch. This would be a lot faster than this, but it is a lot more expensive. I think it's double the price. It's a lot more expensive. And if you wanted something that's as sturdy, I think this one is actually more sturdy. Another alternative would be the Sachtler Flowtech. Fantastic tripod. You cannot argue that it is 100% going to be a lot better than this one. That is like an easy foregone conclusion. But you could buy 5 of these for the same price as one of the Sachtler Flowtech. Yes, the Sachtler Flowtech will be lighter, and it will have, you know, it's got those handles which are way more convenient than the twist locks. But once again, for the price, I think this tripod arguably offers more value for the price you're paying, essentially. So there you go. Overall, a fantastic tripod. It is, I would say, a great blend of being almost as good as the Sachtler and the SmallRig Rapid Potato Jet one, but for a fraction of the price. And in fact, with the Sachtler one, it's like a fifth or a quarter of the price. It's just there. It's great. It has all of the features that you would want. It is a sturdy tripod. If you're looking for something that is sturdy and will hold a range of different weights, from bigger camera packages even down to like some slightly smaller ones, then this is it. It's fantastic. If you're looking for a travel tripod, however, absolutely hard no. Do not buy this. So now this tripod is by far not the cheapest that you can buy out there. It's a pretty chunk of change. It's not Sachtler money, but it's not cheap. And I would advise to all beginners, this is a mistake that I made when I was starting out myself, was I used to look at people with expensive tripods and I used to be like, why would you spend your money on that? It's just 3 legs that hold your camera up. This cheaper one does exactly that. And it's only when you start realizing that stability, build quality, and when you're using it day in and day out, that you need to pay for these things, and they do benefit you greatly. You don't realize it at the start until you actually keep doing it and you become more used to what you need in a tripod. And also the fact that a tripod, yes, it may be expensive, but arguably will probably outlast all of your camera bodies, all of your lenses, and everything else, because it is something that you can buy once and buy a good one and just keep using it for years. So as far as the money, yes, this isn't cheap, but it is a worthwhile investment because it will last you for a long time. This is just my thoughts on it. There'll be an affiliate link if you're interested in getting it down below. This is not sponsored. Nobody has paid me to do this. Obviously, I only have like a couple of hundred followers, so that should be obvious, but just in case, so I'd tell you. And do you have this tripod? What do you think? As always, hit me up in the comments down below. Until next time, guys, peace.